The expression from bad to worse exists for a reason. When I saw this come across the timeline, I was like, no, no. Not just because Temi Fagbenle is going to be out for a game, but for several weeks after injuring her foot. And that is a huge blow to the Indiana Fever. A huge blow. Not just, you know, that the fact that they already are so far behind the eight ball when it comes to the record, but from chemistry and potential, and really, I think overall, Fagbenle maybe has been their second best player for the bulk of this season, and I think for sure the best complementary piece with Caitlin Clark, the way she's been able to run the floor, the way she catches the ball, finishes near the rim. She's crafty underneath the basket and plays at the speed that Clark likes to play at. I mean, it was just recently she was talking about the connection that the two of them have in their games.
Just figure it out. She's a smart player. I'm a smart player. When the play is open, you're gonna pass the ball. So, and I'm always sprinting on the floor. So, and she's a great passer. So she's always gonna pass it if I'm open. I know that. No, it's really amazing because we haven't had many practices together. But the connection is just there. I feel like I know. I'm getting a better sense of what she's about and what she's gonna do. And so I just try and get into the right positions, try and make something work.
In fact, Benley had also been the one who shared the note about the schedule and how difficult it had been for the Fever. And coincidentally or not, she's injured. I mean, when you condense a schedule like that, you do heighten the risk for injury. It's why I've been telling the Caitlin Clark fans out there, she can't play every minute of every game or else she's going to get hurt. Now, the team has to move on. Next man up, next woman up philosophy. And how that's going to work out, I'm not sure. Some players may get a chance who haven't had a chance so far this year. Whether that's Grace Berger, I've seen a lot of fans call for her number to be called, or Celeste Taylor. I've seen a lot of fans call for her number to be called. But somebody's going to have to step up. This was already a team that is not over talented and obviously has started the year with a rough record. So I don't know how many games they're going to win without Fagbenle. I really don't. That is a big time injury for them coming at the wrong time. Now, the name that really should surface is NaLyssa Smith. NaLyssa Smith looked great in the preseason. I was really impressed with her, and she's fallen out of the good graces of head coach Christy Sides for whatever reason. I obviously to make way for Fagbenle. I mean, you can't put everybody on the court. So in that sense, it makes sense, I suppose. But NaLyssa Smith is the one who probably is going to have to step up the most here in this game. And if you go to her Twitter likes, doesn't seem like she's in the best space right now. I mean, this was what she had liked. They post that she had liked from someone called Gabriella Levine. NaLyssa Smith was a walking double-double last year, shot nearly 50%, just came off a wildly successful overseas stint. She took 3 shots tonight, icing out your young talent for no apparent reason other than she played bad defense that one time ain't the way to do it. So maybe NaLyssa can put that behind her and get back on the floor. And that was the one thing that started to perhaps show me that there is some unrest with this team and head coach Christy Sides. I mean, I know so many fans are calling for Sides' head right now, and it's tough for Sides here because what's she going to do? She's starting to run out of talent, and if things continue to snowball, like, do the Fever make a coaching change this early? That necessarily isn't a great look for Caitlin Clark, by the way. People will point to Caitlin Clark and say, hey, you got your coach fired already if Sides is dismissed. It's something to note. Now, I do want to see the Fever play at a faster pace. I think they've started, Clark has started to take over, but I want to see them up the ante and pick up the pace. I've mentioned the name Mike D'Antoni. To me, Mike D'Antoni is the ideal coach for Caitlin Clark. Not necessarily Mike D'Antoni himself, because he is getting up there in age. I think he's 73 years old. He has a back issue that plagued him towards the end of his NBA coaching tenure, the last couple of stops in the NBA. So I don't know if he's actually ready to go sit on a bench and coach a team. But the point is, that is the way I think this team needs to play. The problem is they don't exactly have the personnel for it beyond Clark. That's where Fagbenle fit in. She was perfect for that. Push the ball, run the floor. That's not Aaliyah Boston's game. That's not Aaliyah Boston's game. It's not really Nalissa Smith's game. They aren't moving up and down at that kind of pace and that kind of speed. And that's where I think that the Fever are going to struggle and need to figure out their identity. So if I'm sides in the absence of Fagbenle, I get people on the floor who are going to rebound and play defense. I think they're going to need Smith, her scoring at some point, her skill and her talent at some point here. I guess eventually it starts to become pointless if the record continues to go in the wrong direction. I asked on the live stream if fans would still be interested in the team if they continue to lose. And I think the answer is, as long as Caitlin Clark plays well, fans will continue to be interested. And Caitlin Clark is starting to play really, really well. But part of Clark's growth has come with Fagbenle. Erica Wheeler will also be out for the next game, personal reasons. Hope everything's okay with her. Her role has really been reduced on this team. She hasn't played that much, more the backup point guard role. But even more responsibility is falling on Caitlin Clark. And this is the time for Christy Sides to show her stuff and to do her job. Give somebody a chance who hasn't gotten a chance. Make things right with Smith. Make the tweaks necessary, because it's going to be an uphill climb. It's going to be an uphill climb. So it was just really a bummer to see the news about Fagbenle. It's one thing to miss a game, but to be reevaluated in 2 to 3 weeks, foot injuries are rough and tough to deal with. That means she's going to be out for a minute. And that is a big, big, big blow to, let's be real, what was already a weak team and is now a weak and depleted team. Tough blow for the Fever.